actually am very, very excited today because I actually am speaking to, I would say, two of the OGs of the industry.
You'll very often have three founders with the same skill set, all three techies coming together as founders. Typically, to make a company work, you need a multitude of skills.
पैसा बनने तक सब ठीक है, स्ट्रगल इज ऑलवेज ब्यूटीफुल, सब साथ रहते हैं, हम साथ साथ हैं। पैसा जब बनने लग जाता है फिर वो डिफरेंसेस आते हैं, किसके पास कितनी परसेंटेज है। Ironically, we are 1 year older to Google. We Indians think any idea we think about, it's a copy of the Western world, which isn't with respect to our case. A youngster out of the college, he thinks that I'm the next Ritesh Agarwal. वो क्योंकि वो भी इसी एज का शुरू किया था, तो everybody thinks I'm the next Ritesh Agarwal. पर वो भूल जाते हैं वो अग्रवाल था। तो वो जरूरी है, वो नाम में ना, वो अग्रवाल, बंसल, ये सब वो उनके खून में ही एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप बचपन से होता है।
I was going to join another company as a co-founder, and we had raised a little bit of capital also. But when I got this option, I believed. So you know, a classical situation, a bird in hand or two in the bush, and effectively I was just an employee in my own company, right? Because equity तो सारी बेच दी।
अच्छे परिवार वाले कब आएंगे? जब तुम्हारी अच्छी बैंक की नौकरी हो, सरकारी नौकरी हो, या सम स्टेबल मल्टीनेशनल में नौकरी हो, और अगर पता चले कि वो बिजनेस कर रहा है, अरे बिजनेस, इस बच्चे को हटाओ। अभी बीइंग स्टार्टअप फाउंडर इज कूल।
Yeah, it's very cool.
फैमिलीज आर आल्सो ओके, लड़का कुछ स्टार्टअप कर रहा है एंड फंड रेज कर दिया, सुन लिया ना, हो गया।
So, Umang, can you talk about, you had mentioned how you sold Gaadi.com twice. How does that happen?
I think a lot of success should also be attributed to luck,
Yeah.
right? And I think it's the job, it's your sort of job or responsibility. Put yourself in a position to get lucky. Whether that happens or no is a different thing. And I think a lot of people don't, a lot of entrepreneurs don't sometimes acknowledge the value of luck in their success. Because you can never time what's happening in the broader market. And exits are, I think, a classical example of that. You can build a great company, but in the market's bad, you can't do much, and vice versa. In our case specifically, I think in 2011, Naspers was looking very, and Naspers has been a very large player in classifieds globally. Auto classifieds has been a fairly large space globally. Naspers was looking very strongly at getting into the auto classified space over here. And I think right time, right place. We were one of three players. Car Dekho was very young back then, maybe a year, we were 2 years old.
Okay.
There was Carvale, I think, I can't even recall the name. I know the Bharat Matrimony group had a website of their own in the classified space and something. And, you know, they were keen to buy. It was a lot of money at the age of, 29. That this is a lot of money you come into.
Yeah. It was
Huge
an all cash deal. Right?
all cash deal.
Yeah.
A huge validation of success. It happened. And Vivek and I were the two who were then sort of running the whole show. He was doing product tech, I was doing sales. As part of the deal, we sort of structured it that I got locked in for 3 years, and I started to manage product tech thoroughly, because there were a bunch of other sites we were running also. We were running a education classified site called Study Nation, which is what led to me investing in College Dunia and working with him very closely. And we had a SEO agency business called AdLift, a bunch of other things that we were running. At Naspers, my eyes opened. You know, they have these global CEO conferences. There was one in Poland, there was one in New York, there was one there. And I think India is not what it was now.
Right.
And the kind of coverage, startups were not glorified back in 2010, 11. Largely we were dismissed, you're completely unimportant. There are enough sofas of enough OEMs I've gone and sat on for 2 hours, not got a meeting and walked away. By the way, I recommend that highly for a lot of people. It teaches you humility, that humility is important to succeed in life. But I think at Naspers, when I started to go abroad and start to see how large the space is globally, I was like, shit, probably galti kar di, bech ke. We probably sold too early. Right? And what happened fortuitously at that point of time was Axel Springer had bought Carvale. Naspers had bought Gaadi. So there was only Car Dekho left.
Right.
So if you really want to take a bet on auto classifieds as a venture capital investor, there was only Car Dekho as a real option that one could look. The second sort of happenstance and luck that happened is towards the end of my 3-year period when I was sort of looking to move on. The timing of it all from a Naspers perspective in terms of they had just entered with OLX. There was some confusion as to classifieds will be OLX or IBBO Group because earlier they were running anything through IBBO Group. The trigger of me sort of saying at the end of my 3-year lock-in I'll leave. And I getting the option that, hey, what does it take to make you stay? And I said, no, I'll stay if you allow me to buy back the startup. Because by then I had started to believe that, hey, this is a much larger space. There is a lot to be built out here. And, getting the green light for that. I actually had a fairly hard call to take. I was going to join another company as a co-founder, and we had raised a little bit of capital also. One of my ex-co-founders, so it was 91mobiles.com, I was actually thinking of joining that and sort of running and building that.
Right.
But when I got this option, I believed. So, a classical situation, a bird in hand or two in the bush. I went for the two in the bush and I backed myself to say I'll be able to do something in Gaadi. Right? And effectively, I was just an employee in my own company, right? Because equity to sari bech di, right? And then we went through that journey. Got one term sheet, then got couple, then Amit and I had been sort of talking for a fair while, and I think there was huge mutual respect. I think one of the most critical things as co-founders, mutual respect is very, very important. So I think we ended up doing the deal over there, where Naspers made money. I got a huge chunk of Car Dekho as part of that whole deal. And honestly, I think the next 4 or 5 years are amongst the best that I have gone through from a respect, personal learning, any kind of opportunity, because suddenly the canvas became much larger. We merged instantly. Amit and I sort of went for a large fundraise. We went through that whole process, got a commitment from Hill House Capital, raised about 55 million. We then raised a little bit more from Google by the end of that year and started to build out. And then came the next phase of the journey, right? Then you start to realize gradually, hey, this new car classifieds business is big in China. India is not China.
Right.
It's going to be very profitable.
Sure.
Right? But it's not going to be that large. I can't do $100 million revenue in that business, and starting to build out other businesses in the used car space. And I think that was a great journey in and of itself. But that's how the double sale happened. The first one was, I say, right time, right place. The second one was I got lucky. That there was something happening in Naspers simultaneously in terms of what they were doing, where I got the opportunity to sell again. And that was luck. But yeah, sometimes luck works out very well for you, right?
And it's also that you, like you said, right, you bet on that moonshot, which was not, I mean, you had some belief, but it was
not that big of a moonshot, but fine. I think the conviction and self-belief that I want to do something entrepreneurial, etc., has always been there.
I'll tell you something very interesting about how Just Dial thing happened, So we had this habit of running a business profitable.
Sure.
वो हमारे DNA में था. तो शुरू से we were running a profitable business. So it was all going fine after the dot-com bubble burst and all that. Then we had a hockey stick growth happening around 2001, 2002 when the telecom revolution happened in India. When your mobile phone became like outgoing just 40 paisa and incoming kind of a zero. Earlier it was 4 rupees outgoing, 4 rupees incoming, and so on and so forth, So when that happened, then we were like growing like this. We were a very happy company, highly profitable, and in our own moderate way, we were growing. So around 2006, SAP partners knocked at our door and they said that we want to put in money into your company. Yeah, the answer from here. We said, no, we don't need any funding because we are profitable and we are happy. That's the way we used to deal those days, unlike today. So then they said that the kind of offer we are going to give you, you can't refuse. We said, okay, go ahead. What is it? So they said, we'll value your company around 280 crores and we're putting in money. We said, wow. Typical Hindi movie flashback happened and we went back to our so-called garage operation and we thought, really, are we worth 280 crore rupees? Is that our value? Fair enough. Lakshmi ko aane do. We
मना
allowed
क्यों करना?
money to come in. But it doesn't end here. 6 months down the line, Tiger Global came and knocked at our door and said, we want to put in money into you. We said, just now Saif has put in money and we don't even know how to use that.
Yeah.
So we don't need any funding. They said the same. Well, the kind of offer we'll give you can't refuse. Okay, go ahead. What is it? They said, we'll value your company 500 crores and we're putting in money.
Wow. And this was how far apart?
6 months. Wow, within 6 months have we done really dramatic that we deserve this?
Yeah.
So this is how it happened for us. So we, in the history of Just Dial, we have never ever gone to any VC or PE and knock at their door and say we need funding.
Right.
We have never done that. It just happened to us this way. And they say, now, if you don't run behind a girl or money, it will happen to you. They will respect you and come to you. We did not know initially how to use that money also. We're constantly generating profit. So eventually what happened, Sequoia came in, SAP came in, so on and so forth. And we gave these guys a beautiful exit when we went public in 2014. All of them made anywhere between a 40 bagger to a 30 bagger to a 20 bagger and so on and so forth. All of them, all our investors made money. ये भी अच्छा कर्मा होता है. When your investor trusts you and invests in you, and if you give them returns, that is like a good karma. And so all that comes into play in your business. So all these people made tons of money through us. No investor can tell us that, we didn't make money through Just Dial. So we were one of those unicorns that time. The unicorn name wasn't coined. And we were a proper profitable unicorn.
In our 2014 investor decks, I'm sure somewhere in the appendix slides in terms of valuation, multiples, etc. We have Info Edge and Just Dial.
Yeah, we were the two.
Because you were trying to show classified like sites. Bharat Matrimony also was listed somewhere around the same time. But we always had those two because there were very few examples in India of listed
So the unicorn word wasn't coined then when we were a unicorn. आजकल तो unicorn की भाषा में होता है. And we were the typical profitable unicorn as per multiples. Not that loss making wala unicorn. Due respects to everybody else. But that's what it is.
The unicorn word in India became popular in 2017, 2018.
Yeah,
उसके पहले था नहीं. उसके पहले नहीं था.
अब तो खैर there's a camel and there's a cockroach and then there's whatnot. But
I don't know those.
I don't know all this.
I know unicorn, decacorn. कुछ camel, cockroach क्या है मुझे नहीं पता.
ये cockroach is one that will survive no matter what's happening. And the camel is the one that is also pretty like. Once the inflow of cash happens, I think it lasts for a very long time and the runway is long. So there are new terms. But
clearly, you know the funding lexicon better than either of us do.
These are just hyped up terminologies. But when in 2014 you went in, with the IPO, Krishnan, उस टाइम तो IPO का जब culture भी नहीं था, right? Like it's a legacy companies.
No, we were one of the biggest IPO of that year. उतना बुरा था उस time market. And we were one of the biggest IPO of that time, and we just got oversubscribed by 13 or 14 times, I remember.
Wow.
And it was very happy for us that time. उस साल का सबसे बड़ा IPO थे हम लोग, क्योंकि इतना ड्राइड था उस टाइम पे, इतना कोई IPO market wasn't exciting.
What was the quantum of the IPO at the time?
We did majority secondary. Fundraising to the company was very, very less. Company was valued around 4,000 crores, if I remember that time. So, yeah.
That is amazing. And talking about IPOs, Umang, is that on the
work in progress right now? I think the company is quite profitable. The parent's quite profitable. So we are actively sort of going through the motions, going through the process right now. I'm sure within the next couple of years we will be listed.
That is great.
I think precise timing is always hard to figure. But yeah, we are going through the motions as far as planning, working on it, etc. is concerned. I think what we are primarily waiting for is profitability, and I think that we've been there for the last year or so.
That's great.
So focus is essentially, now that we're profitable, let's go and do what we need to do on IPO.
I would always say one thing to everybody who's going IPO is that one, make money for your past investors. That's important for you to go for an IPO. So do you give them a window of exit? That is one. Two, leave something on the table. Don't go overboard with your valuation during IPO. I know some of the popular companies which went IPO and today they are not even worth 1/10 of the value they went for. And I feel very disappointed, very, very disappointed, because you can't do this to investors. Because at the end of the day, if you have a loss-making company and you go public and at a high valuation with all the hypes around, somebody has to lose the money. Somebody has to lose the money.
Yeah.
इसके टोपी उसके सर वाला काम अगर हम करेंगे, somebody has to lose the money, and invariably it is a retail investor.
That is true.
And their hard-earned money goes into a toss. I know few companies which were valued around 20 billion without taking the names I'm saying. All friends running these companies, and no entrepreneur feels good about it. I'm telling you. See, at the end of the day, this whole sometimes people ask me, what is it that why people are going for high valuation funding and all that, and what is it that they ask me? I said, no, I think every entrepreneur, he doesn't want to do that. They get stuck in this rigmarole of the investment community.
Yeah.
That VCs trap them into it.
It's passing the baton.
So entrepreneur straightforward wants to run the business well. He doesn't want to get into the hardcore entrepreneur की बात कर रहा हूँ मैं. उनको तो business चलाने से मतलब है.
entrepreneur खुद तो पैसे नहीं बनाता ना.
वो खुद तो एक पैसा बनाता नहीं, उसके
end में
pocket में तो
जाके
कुछ आता
बनेगा.
नहीं है.
After everyone else has been given an exit,
Yeah.
till then चुट्टू पुट्टू they'll give you can take a secondary
आप
or other,
बताओ
but for a
किसका
major
नाम खराब होगा
exit,
कल? आपका वैल्यूएशन आप बोलते हो $20 बिलियन आप बोलते हो, और आज अगर आपका $2 बिलियन वैल्यूएशन में आपका कंपनी है विद इन अ पीरियड ऑफ 2 years, नाम किसका खराब हो रहा है? दैट इन्वेस्टर. At the end of the sleepless nights is for this entrepreneur.
Obviously, yeah.
And sleepless nights is for the people who trusted you and put in money at that particular value. And you raised $1 billion that time. $1 billion.
आजकल नाम दोनों का खराब होता है.
हाँ?
मैंने कहा आजकल नाम दोनों का खराब होता है.
इन्वेस्टर्स का भी तो
SoftBank being a case
Investor
in
का
point,
देखो
right?
heartless लोग हैं वो. Again, I'm telling you, the VCs are all heartless people. उनका दिल विल कुछ नहीं है. वो इधर से उठा है. और देसी entrepreneur तो वैसे ही दिल का कमजोर होता है. They run from the heart. Desi investors are like, Desi entrepreneurs are like that. I'm one of them, right? So we always want to see that everybody benefits.
But मैं थोड़ा सा इस चीज में थोड़ा सा बस differ करूंगी on behalf of the investors. I do want to say this, that we are also accountable to others. You know, I also think a lot of time founders generally think कि एंजल में शायद आपका खुद का पैसा होता है. इफ यू आर एन इंस्टीट्यूशनल प्लेयर, यू आर आल्सो अकाउंटेबल टू एलपीस. तो ऐसा नहीं है कि वन कैन जस्ट सॉर्ट ऑफ डू व्हाटएवर.
They're accountable. What I'm saying to you, they're too sharp to play this particular game. How does it work? I'll teach you this whole secret.
Done.
It all starts with one particular investor comes and he says your company is valued $100 million. We are putting in money. They put $50 million into your company. Then the whole story is built. Within a year's time, this company wants to raise more money. That investor will help you raise another $100 million for you at a valuation of say $200 million or more, wherein this particular guy who's put in $50 million will put $5 more million at that valuation, and telling the other guy to put in money, and that other guy will put in another $50 million, and the other guy will come and put in another $40 million, and so on and so forth. He's still getting involved. सारा सीक्रेट बता रहा हूँ, एडिट करना कर लेना. उसके बाद 500 मिलियन राउंड होगा. सारे लोग थोड़ा थोड़ा डालेंगे, बट द क्वांटम दे पुट इन इज नथिंग. द बिगर गाय विल कम. इनवेरिएबली चाइना से आता है.
अब जापान से आ रहे हैं.
नहीं, एक कुछ चाइनीज हमेशा लेट आते हैं. सो ज्यादा पैसा होता है, वो डालते हैं ऐसा, तो वो आते हैं, तो वो सब डालते हैं. अब आईपीओ करेंगे $1 बिलियन पे. द फर्स्ट गाय यू केम इन at that particular valuation kept increasing, helped you increase the valuation. His average will be some $170 million valuation, and he's exiting at $1 billion. And each one of these guys have an average of anywhere between 150, 170 million to about 500 million average. They exit at $1 billion, and they could take out that money. So they give back return to their guys, unless you do some foolish WeWorks की तरह कोई SoftBank में जो डाल दिया था. You all of them make a foolish decision somewhere or the other at a very high valuation. करते हैं सब लोग. तो it happens to you, but net they give returns to their investors. तो ये होता है. Unfortunately यहाँ entrepreneur फंस गया है. हर बार आके बताएंगे ये क्या कर रहे हो? You can scale it up, go international, go that, do that. Go this, do that. Arey, the market is all open. Don't get stuck onto India. Don't get stuck onto this. Don't start this vertical. Start this. Oh, yeah, I think we are missing something here. आ जाओ. Hire somebody high salary पे, उसको ले आओ. इस वर्टिकल का एक सीईओ ले आओ, उस वर्टिकल का एक सीईओ ले आओ, ये सब करके अच्छा खासा जो बिजनेस तुम चला के वैल्यू क्रिएट करने वाले थे, यू क्रिएटेड अ क्लटर आउट हियर नाउ. Sometimes this works, majority of time it fails. So 90% it fails, 10%. So whatever we celebrate about entrepreneurship and all these things, we are only celebrating certain noise-making successes.
Yeah, I agree.
And success with respect to raising money. For me, it is not a Hindi movie जो 3 घंटे में खत्म हो जाता है, हैप्पी एंडिंग हो गया.
Right.
ये तुम्हारा तो खबर लिया जाएगा जब तक तुम हो बिजनेस में.
Right.
नोकिया जैसे कंपनी भी हमने देखा है, perished after seeing this. So all the companies between जो भी start हुए हैं 2005-6 से लेके 20 years, अब ले लो कितने कंपनी एग्जिस्ट कर रहे हैं, कितने डाउन हो चुके हैं, क्या हो रहा है देख लो आप. You will discover that. So this is a very tricky thing. So for me, entrepreneurship is a lifelong thing. I want to, when I run something, मैं short term के लिए कुछ करता ही नहीं हूँ.
Right.
I'm always a long term guy. Today, again, with lot of humility and a bit of pride, I want to say that Just Dial is over 25 years old and we are relevant even today.
Yeah.
Even
that's
today we are
amazing.
profitable. And Reliance has taken us over right recently. क्यों किया हमने ये? Because when too much of clutter, too much of noising, सब हो रहा है, बड़ा partner ले आओ, deep pocketed partner ले आओ, who can add value, and we can live another 25 years. Because the company has to live on, whether you live or not.
Yeah.
The company has to keep living on. That brand should survive forever. So that's the philosophy I like. So when I talk to these youngsters also, when they say, पैसा बनाया, पैसा बन गया, मैंने बेच दिया, वो कर दिया, फिर एक और शुरू किया, नहीं ऐसा नहीं होता है.
But the serial entrepreneurs is a thing now. I know. I mean, you're at a different.
It is more. I'm telling you, some people are lucky, as he rightly said. हो जाता है उसके साथ. मैं कह रहा हूँ 90% फेल हो. पहले एक तो चला के दिखाओ.
Yes.
Indian entrepreneurial ecosystem is very, very large, right? And then today we are, so many people are starting their businesses and they're running, and so many companies I don't get. पता भी नहीं चलता ऐसे ऐसे कंपनियां चल रही हैं.
Right.
LinkedIn में आता रहता है कुछ ना कुछ, some thing, you know, एक पूरा एक bunch आता है, इस space में इतने सारे लोग हैं, उस space में इतने सारे लोग. Wow, I've never even heard these names.
Yeah.
You know, they have raised money. This person has raised money. That person has raised money. Will they see the light at the end of the tunnel? तो एक और गड़बड़ हो रहा है जो अगेन entrepreneurs का maturity कितना है, how to prudently utilize that fund. Sometimes you're lucky, you're able to raise a reasonable amount of money. Money spoils you. There are entrepreneurs who think that getting funding is arrived.
I agree.
तो सबसे पहले गलती क्या करते हैं, एक plush office लेते हैं, उस पे पैसा खर्च करते हैं. And the founders will get their Mercedes in place. These are the priorities people spending money on. And then you go left, right and center hiring expensive people. Thinking all that is going to work.
Yeah.
You slowly, तुम्हारा जो एक होता ना, कम पैसे में ज़्यादा फोकस रहता है काम में, ज़्यादा पैसे आते ही साथ तुम थोड़ा distract हो जाते हो. That is happening to many of these companies.
I agree.
So utilizing your money prudently, that's why raising money, too much money at a very early stage is also very bad.
I totally agree.
I've seen people perishing in spite of that.
Yeah.
You know, so profitability से नजर हट जाता है.
और comfort बहुत ज़्यादा हो जाता
और
है.
ये learning आज क्या हो गया ना, loss making is cool, burning cash is cool वाला एक हो गया. They don't realize a $10-20 million can be burnt in 2 years.
Yeah, we move on very quickly.
Yeah.
Unless you get the next round of funding, you can't survive.
So then you're constantly chasing that. Now, then you're chasing the funding. Then you're not really chasing the
It's a
business.
chicken and egg story. A performance दो तो funding आएगा. A performance after money, what have you done पूछता है वो. After money, there are dip. Operating growth नहीं हो रहा है आपका. Revenue growth नहीं हो रहा है. Then people doubt you.
खत्म हो जाएगा.
Isn't it? So these are all
But
tricky situations.
I also feel though, and you know, you step back and look at it. I also feel the scrutiny on the tech sector is very high, and when this happens in other sectors, we don't question it. Like if I go back and look at a sector called retail, which was like, you know, 2006, 2010, or like the space to be in, right? And I asked this question that how many of those retail companies survived? How many made money? How many went bankrupt? You'd be surprised.
Yep.
There are a lot of them just in, like if I ask you, you know, what's the true scale and profitability of a Shoppers Stop vis-a-vis? What's the investment return on that? What's the investment return on anything to do with future retail? what's the investment return on a lot of other businesses in the
Man.
retail industry, then you step back and start to realize, hey, it's just that what's happening in the internet space is you're glorified to an extreme and then you're vilified to an extreme. And
That's
hey,
true.
we do have our Byju's and the Bharat Pays and the others of the world, which
Yeah.
create a negative sort of perception around the whole industry, which very often drowns out the successes also that are sort of emerging.
But I also think that, Umang, both retail or space mein, typically the sexy VC funding hasn't come in. That's the low-key private
No, it was called
equity.
PE funding.
Yeah, private equity, that's what I was going to say. But that's the more, I've always seen that's been the little bit more low-key funding. Ab jo ke, lekin,
But that low-key is not being done by the VC. It's being done by the media, right? Where they are hyping the hell out of these companies.
Yeah.
Financial service is a great space. If you ever sit and truly understand private equity funding in the financial service space over the years, returns on it, who's come in when, etc., and how that has worked out, it's just out of the limelight.
Yeah, it is
It's out of the limelight.
So then,
Like you will not truly understand कि कौन सी insurance company ने कैसा किया है, 25 है, how have each of them done in terms of returns,
Right.
what has been the timeline for them to create value, right? A lot of that is not covered day in day out on the paper.
But वो इसलिए भी होता है क्योंकि private equity comes in after a certain scale. In the VC funding or the startup ecosystem space, I think part of the reason the media has hyped it up is because sort of what Krishnan was saying, बहुत early on ही idea stage पे भी इतना आपका
The numbers are much more. The valuations are much higher. So the amount of capital they get is a lot more.
I agree.
And then that puts inordinate pressure on growing quickly, which then leads the founders to make very silly decisions and trying to parallelly build 18 things when they should have just built 2 things well. They try to build 10 things simultaneously, and then that leads to its own set of issues, because then you may be a rock star at one, but 10% of you ain't better than someone's full focus on solving a specific
The focus is
problem. And these excesses have sort of played a huge huge negative role, I think, in terms of even the whole breed of employees who worked in these companies who then went on to start up, post that, etc. And the whole ecosystem that this thing. And right now it's going through a little bit of a reckoning. I would say the last year or two, there is a little bit of a reckoning happening post the binge of 2021. But yeah, there are some behaviors that are set in and established. I think the fear of losses is still non-existent there. It may not be high cash burn, but cash burn is still okay. It's still not gone to this place where let me try and build a profitable business from day one. It's just ki, maybe today's day and age, you don't hype the fact that I lose $2 million a month, right? Earlier, there was a phase when people used to measure their success by how many people they've employed and how large, how much money they are spending on brand and so on and so forth.
So even I'm quite I don't know, nervous about some of these companies like even Ola. Ola Electric has come fine. They're making new noise now with electric and all that. But Ola has a taxi model, the cab model, that whole thing. I don't know sustainability kitna hai iska aage. I don't think so it will work. So similarly, there are other companies which are like burning a lot of money for a long time now. I don't know how these things
Ola will survive. I think it's sustainable. The issue is not worth 5 billion. It's probably not worth $1 billion.
वो जब
so वो अलग है.
But that's a cult persona thing also, no? That's the.
I'm more worried on Ola Electric.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
I worry more on Ola Electric itself, the amount of money lost per vehicle. But again, fortunately, in his space, there is a PLI scheme by the government. He's one of the 3 people who's qualified, so that may change.
All these things change. All these things change a lot. For example, with all my love for Vijay, Paytm made its bets in 2016 when the demonetization happened. And it was kind of a monopoly that time for Paytm. And today I can count half a dozen or more companies which are into this UPI space, and the competition has increased. That time you had cashback, buying customers like that. And Indian population or Indian users are not loyal to anybody. इधर कैशबैक है तो इसके पास जा रहा हूँ, उधर कैशबैक है तो मैं उसके पास जा रहा हूँ. तो यही है. तो इट्स अ चिकन एंड एग स्टोरी. आपका जब तक कैशबैक दोगे आपका यूज करेंगे, आपका कैशबैक नहीं आपको छोड़ के किसी और के पास चले जाएंगे, एंड सो ऑन एंड सो फोर्थ. देन प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी प्रेशर आ जाता है. तो नेट यू आर स्टिल नॉट प्रॉफिटेबल. इट्स ओवर अ डेकेड और मोर. You're still not profitable. So that is not a good sign. So a lot of such companies have been making a lot of noise. They're all struggling to buy you again. Kya valuation buys $1 billion and all that thing. And today, where are they? I feel sad for Baju
Yeah, but
Ravindran. I
it's
feel
not
sad
something
for
you wish
their
on.
intent when they started.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have been this. No founder start thinking that कि मैं ऐसे कुछ करने वाला हूँ.
And also, I think, for what it's worth, I do think credit needs to be given where it's due. The man created the category. So, you change the way you saw it, what has happened and what was the board and who were the investors.
But too much of money chasing you, you make some mistakes. Like what I would compare this very similar to what Kingfisher did while acquiring Deccan. And it is very similar to what Baiju did with Akash Institute. It is something like that. It didn't work well for them. It didn't work at all. And all money gone.
Yeah. So, we've talked a lot about, obviously, these are fairly mature successes and startups and journeys. Just one last sort of insight or your take on those who are starting out right now. The two things that you should tell them or you would want them to sort of remember as they're starting out. And I do want to, before that, also touch upon, I think you said that it's very important to make sure you have the funds in place so that stress isn't on you, right? The other part is there are folks who are partial founders. We've started seeing, as we see early stage deals, some of the founders like, I'm doing this till I get funding. That's when I transition completely into my new startup. I have seen quite a few of this. So, at least my take also on this has been, if this is your plan B, then it can't be my investment thesis, right? Or you can't get my money.
That doesn't work for me.
Right?
You don't believe enough to bet on the startup and you want me to put money in that startup?
Exactly.
Please.
And is that the same thing for you?
Yeah, I say that it's a whole-time thing, entrepreneurship. It can't be a part-time.
Correct.
Yeah.
You can't be a part-time entrepreneur. So your heart and soul is not into it. The two types of entrepreneurs I today see around, rather three types. So one is a youngster out of the college. He thinks that I'm the next Ritesh Agarwal. So क्योंकि वो भी इसी एज का शुरू किया था तो एवरीबॉडी थिंक्स आई एम द नेक्स्ट रितेश अग्रवाल पर वो भूल जाते हैं वो अग्रवाल था तो वो जरूरी है वो नाम में ना वो अग्रवाल बंसल ये सब उनके खून में ही एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप बचपन से होता है एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप ने भी तो मनी मैनेजमेंट उनको बचपन में सिखाता है मेरे जैसे टैम ब्रांड के ऊपर नहीं होता है हमें नहीं सिखाया जाता हमें बोलता है कि भाई अच्छा पढ़ाई लिखाई करो नौकरी लो अच्छी तनख्वाह हो जिंदगी स्टेबल काटो कोई बैंक की नौकरी लो या फिर ब्यूरोक्रेसी टाइप में जाओ ये टिपिकल होता है हर घर का एक होता है एक अग्रवाल और बंसल और सिमिलर सच कम्युनिटी में उनको ये सिखाया जाता है बेटा इतना है 100 रुपए ले जाओ कोई बात नहीं लेकिन 100 रुपए ले जा रहे हो तो जब वापस आओगे 110 रुपए होना चाहिए
कैश फ्लो इज वेरी स्ट्रांग
नहीं उनको ये सिखाते हैं पैसे का वैल्यू पैसा सिर्फ खर्च करना नहीं पैसे जाता है तो घर क्या वापस ला रहे हो दैट इज इम्पोर्टेंट फॉर देम एनीवे सो कटिंग दैट पार्ट every kid today wants to be an entrepreneur because that's a typical FOMO. वो पहले जमाने में जब बोलता अच्छा पढ़ाई लिखाई कर अच्छी नौकरी होगी तभी अच्छी लड़की मिलेगी ये टिपिकल होता है इंडियन कम्युनिटी में ये बताया जाता है अच्छे परिवार वाले कब आएंगे जब तुम्हारी अच्छी बैंक की नौकरी हो सरकारी नौकरी हो या सम स्टेबल मल्टीनेशनल में नौकरी हो दे ट्रस्ट दैट थिंग ओके और अगर पता चले कि वो बिजनेस कर रहा है अरे बिजनेस इस बच्चे को हटाओ अब डिफरेंट हो गया Abhi, being startup founder is cool.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Even girls like a startup founder. They get attracted to them. And similarly, in families are also, okay, लड़का कुछ startup कर रहा है. And fundraise कर दिया, सुन लिया ना, हो गया. So, the whole thing has changed. So, इसीलिए it's a very common thing for every kid today leaving college or dropping out from college and getting into entrepreneurship. That is one stage of entrepreneurship. Invariably, their co-founders are their benchmate. Right?
Yeah. Awesome.
So I often tell these people in these institutions when I go, don't make two mistakes. Have a co-founder for sure, मैं बोलता हूँ. But I teach you two things here. Learn that very carefully for life. Right? The person who sits beside you, not necessarily be your co-founder. तो दो पहले तो उसको मत बनाओ co-founder. ठीक है? इतनी जल्दी तो मत बनाओ. उसी को बाद में 4 साल बाद मिलके बना लो. वो अलग बात है. Second, the guy or a girl who sits beside you, don't make them your life partner. दोनों गलती मत कर देना because you will evolve. You will evolve over a period of next 4 to 5 years and your needs and your requirements will be very different. So, take a prudent, matured decision when that time comes. So invariably, their co-founders are a person sitting besides them. So ये गलतियां करते हैं ये लोग. The next level of entrepreneurs which are coming is that they missed the bus initially and they went and did a job and वो करीब 5-7 साल नौकरी कर लिया इन लोगों ने. They made some network and all that. They've already done some kind of understanding on that particular industry or a particular industry they have worked already. They feel within that industry I can do a startup.
Yeah, they have seen some gap and yeah.
These people are invariably much more successful than this thing because people investing on these people are there because कुछ करके आया है बंदा, कुछ तो एक्सेल करके आया है तो ये सक्सेसफुल हो रहे हैं. The third level of entrepreneurs are people in their late 40s. अब ये जो ऐसा एज है आजकल, ऐसे लोगों की जो भी नौकरी अगर चली जाए, जॉब नहीं मिलेगा. So you don't get jobs. Anybody with late 40s, if you leave your job, you're not getting a job unless you're a CEO material. इस CEO से उठा के उधर दे दिया.
Yeah.
तुम्हारा वो जिस थोड़ा नीचे लेवल पे हो, VP, CP, whatever it is, 10 लोग छोड़ेंगे, एक को मिलेगा नौकरी. So these people don't get a job, so they stick on to their job. The problem here is, in today's time, you live a life out of EMIs. And each of them must be earning 3, 4, 5 lakhs per month or whatever it is. And invariably, they're living in a big house in Gurgaon or some Bangalore upscale this thing or a good car with them and all that. 50% is going into these EMIs. 50% is having a good quality life with vacation and all that.
Right.
Job gaya to gaya and no saving. And if it happens in their early 50s, there is no corpus with them. You have given the best of education to your children, they have gone, they are out of your country also. They are gone. They देखभाल नहीं करेंगे वो लोग. Chances are very high. So this is where the whole stigma is. Now these people want to get into some kind of, अरे यार ये बच्चे आके पैसे बना रहे हैं, हम रह गए.
So isn't that
So
a
I have
FOMO though?
advice. But उनको funding मिलता नहीं है.
but that's what
Problem
I'm
वही
say
कह रहा
that-
हूँ. अभी उनके लिए मेरे पास एक advice है.
There was a phase when the Indian VC investor loved the sub 25-year-old founder,
Yeah.
right? And that was,
Right.
I think Ritesh genuinely succeeded in that, and then there was a whole bunch of others
Yeah,
who got money
yeah.
on account of that, right? And we all know well enough how some of them blew up.
Yeah.
Now the phase is more the 30 to 45-year-old
Yeah.
entrepreneur.
Yeah,
is
absolutely.
What,
More stable.
Is preferred and generally is.
And who is backing them? ठीक है यार. The whole thing sounds as a package.
Yeah. So
if Krishna is
it's-
backing them, the whole thing looks like something.
But it's become easier to raise a first tranche of capital.
Yeah.
Believe you me, once you start to getting to someone who's putting in at least $5 million, I think the rigor that goes in terms of deciding who they want to put money into or not, raising 1 to 2 million is today become fairly easy.
Yeah.
Become like quite easy for a whole bunch of people.
Yeah.
So I don't think there's huge signal value there. There's a lot of noise there. But once you start to get into people who are raising north of 5 million, then I think the quality does improve.
Yeah.
The rigor that goes into that process, and especially as someone who sees a lot of people who are unable to raise also. I think we read and talk a lot about successes. I end up seeing the other side of the
Of course,
equation
there's
also,
enough in there.
and how people struggle to raise money. But sort of to come back to what you were saying initially, right, about what kind of co-founder should you end up getting very early on. I think I prefer what he was talking about. Some amount of, I think it's good to have that 3-4 years of experience under your belt, if not more.
Yeah.
And basic understanding of certain work ethic, how certain businesses work, collections, receivables, lots of those other things. I think there's some basics that need to get honed in. Typically, you learn that in a larger business, larger setup, post which I think you should actively explore entrepreneurship. The second thing is give yourself the time to succeed, right? So very often, again, EMI ka pressure. I ask this question: do you have a home loan? Right? If someone has a home loan, I think it's quite hard for them to do entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
Because there will come a certain point of time when the pressure of paying the EMIs will sort of get to you. Very often, just as it starts to get a little tough, after a year and a half, you'll see some people, one co-founder trying to give up, or another co-founder trying to give up, etc. And that derails the whole thing. It ruins the cap table. It sort of tends to derail the whole thing. So thinking that through, a lot of people don't think that through fully. Even as they select their co-founders, etc., they don't think through how the co-founder will, how will this play out over the course of 3, 4, 5 years. That is often not thought through.
on the other side, though, I do feel, again, just a little bit on the gender lens, I think things though have changed much for the better for female founders, at least in the last 5 years. Still before that, when you're talking about life stages and where you're at, there was a whole different bunch of questions and hoops that you had to jump through to justify you wanted to be a founder and where you were at and how you wanted to build it. And I think generally it's the maturity of the ecosystem now that at least those sort of questions are not being asked, or that's not a variable anymore.
They still do play a role in the decision-making process to give money.
Okay.
They may not be explicitly asked, but I still do feel women founders will find it a lot harder.
It is. Oh, there's the numbers
because
show
the
that
person
too.
putting in money is inevitably thinking in terms of what life stage is the other person at, what will happen. I think there's enough consciousness today that people may not overtly ask that question, but that thought is there. But typically, I think women co-founders can get completely around that today by ensuring they have other co-founders, right, who are at a different stage. So even if it's an all-woman team, as long as you know there are 2-3 people, I think now that negative bias is not there at all. But if you're a single woman founder company, I think then it's much, much, much harder.
Yeah.
Where inevitably the questions are still going on at the back of the investor's head about, is this the right time or not?
Right.
But the minute you are part of a team, it can be an all-woman team also, that your 2-3 co-founder situation, it's a complete non-issue in this day and age. There are still sort of ample examples of single co-founder companies, men co-founder companies. Classical, your serial entrepreneurs is a case in point, right? Where typically it'll be one founder who will have a bunch of founding team members.
Yeah.
Right, with lower equity, but it's basically a one founder piece, which also works. I think which also works at a certain stage scale because they have the ability to attract that talent. So I think that is an important piece. And when you come and ask, for an investment, right, as a fund, there are two things I sort of constantly critically look at. If you don't believe in the idea strong enough to let go of your job and work full time, I don't know how you expect me to believe.
I totally second that.
Right, and the second piece over there is, if you're not good enough to attract a co-founder to come and work with you, it tells me a thing or two about you, right? That, मतलब इतने लोगों के साथ काम किया होगा over the years. You would have created an aura around you where there would be at least a certain cohort of people who will say, इसके साथ तो मुझे काम करना ही है. I know I can do well. You want to tag with that person and say, let's go build together. Yeah. So in situations where I see founders saying, I've not found X founder and I'll find them 1 year later, or once I've raised funding, traction, etc., it's nuanced, because then I'll try and understand what's truly going on in that person. Is it an inability to attract talent, which is the issue, or is genuinely the person is genuinely sort of evaluating that I don't need it right now, but when I do, I will sort of look to bring the right kind of people on board.
You need to be if you're a good people manager, and also you're a founder who is generally I would give a good example of Mahendra Singh Dhoni, a great leader, where he knows how to get the best out of everybody and underplay his own stuff. And he doesn't create a big noise about himself around that area. And quietly, if you're able to get the best out of these people and keep everybody's interest aligned with the growth of the company, it can be a single founder who can run these businesses. Naturally, I always say one thing, it's not about how much percentage you hold in a company, it's about what value you create eventually out of that, whatever percentage you hold. So if you're a large-hearted founder and you feel that I have this ability to get the best of minds and get the best out of them and create a value and wealth for everybody in a small portion for everybody. At the same time, eventually you also make some real wealth. That could be a great way of running business too. In the last 25 years, you ask me, कुछ ना कुछ तो challenge आते ही रहता था. Today we are at a stage that the challenges are much, 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 much lesser than what it used to be. Those days it was like every day new challenge. कोई म्युनिसिपैलिटी वाले का चैलेंज से शुरू हो जाता है. बिजली चली जाएगी घंटों के लिए, आपको जनरेटर है कि नहीं, बैकअप वो देखना पड़ेगा आपको. Every day is a new challenge, and you are the admin, you are the tech guy, you are the HR, you are everything in that stage, and you have to do all the roles possible, including making sure everybody is getting a tea on time to everything. तो ये जब आप करते हो शुरू से, you it's a very tough job to do, and you have to make sure that everybody is happy and doing their work to their best of ability. So that's the time I'm talking about. Today it's a great time to be an entrepreneur. So for me, how I learned, I could reasonably manage my people well. Even today I do the same. So when I work with these people, these young kids out of the block, Gen Z बोलते हैं या जो भी बोलते हैं
Gen
उनको,
Z.
so they are very different.
They are.
They are in a hurry to make money. They're in a hurry to fulfill their aspirations.
Yeah.
They're in a hurry to get their BMW fast. They're in a hurry to get every comfort very, very fast.
Yeah.
To the extent I remember one of the co-founders, I'm putting all the money to run the company. He said that I deserve so much salary because मेरे को market में इतना मिलेगा. I said, what? यार company profitable नहीं है. No, you're talking about what you deserve. So ऐसे भी याद पता है मुझे कि that person ended up buying a luxury car without telling me.
Oh.
Okay.
On a EMI. I said, is it priority?
Yeah, what are the priorities?
So ये सब भी होता है. 2 ways I can do.
Yeah.
I say, I'm withdrawing and I'm getting away from this company. Or I make sure overall 80% that person is great. The 20% is Gen Z problem. I need to tie it down. I need to tame and then get the best out of these people, make them understand. It's like managing your kid at home. So then eventually it falls in place.
And so is that what you did?
So this is me for you.
Yeah.
I don't run away from these kind of situations. I'm always there to make sure that every problem comes with a solution. Let's work on the solution rather than keep getting stuck on the problem. So these kind of challenges will happen with young entrepreneurs, whether him mentoring someone, getting involved in some, ये सब होता रहेगा. Ego नहीं आना चाहिए.
You know, Krishnan, that kind of perspective comes with a lot of gravitas. It's not easy. Even as an investor at that point in time, some folks would have just cut their losses and just called it the day, you know, and you didn't do that. You sort of went in and...
Recently, I was about to put money into a company. I won't take anybody's name. अगर वो देखते हैं तो उनको आइडिया लग जाएगा. Youngster, fire in the belly, wanting to do something. ये सारा चीज उसके अंदर है. एक SaaS model कुछ शुरू करने वाला था वो. I said, great, yaar. I got him some work around and I said, he started making some money and run rate होता है ना singles cricket की भाषा में. I said, first make singles, चौके छक्के लगेंगे time. So he started making that money. Then he said, I'm making this. That guy is talented. So he said, sir, इतना funding मेरे को चाहिए. क्यों चाहिए भाई इतना funding तेरे को? He said that. I say to the extent I can be a mentor. I don't need any equity from you. पैसे भी मत ले मुझसे. I will find out a way where you just keep making money and slowly build this company.
Yeah.
No, I will employ certain people at the same time. 1 साल का buffer रहेगा. मैंने बोला तू SaaS model में है. तेरे को पैसे आते रहना चाहिए. तेरे को 1 साल का सैलरी रखने की जरूरत नहीं है. ये सब क्या कर रहे हो? Still, I want your name in my company. I want you part of the blah blah blah. I kind of principally agreed to it. Then I find out that boy is trying to find out about some 80 lakh car, a BMW car to be purchased on EMI.
Was it from
the company?
That's crazy.
From the company?
Yeah. So naturally funding आने के बाद फिर well funded हो जाएगा, cost में ये भी डाल देगा 1.5 लाख रुपए का एक EMI. I said this is not the priority that person should have.
Yeah.
So then I called that person and made him understand, if this is the way you're going to approach your life, okay, today you buy 80 lakh car. First of all, investor के पैसे से ये सब हरकतें करते नहीं पहले तो. Secondly, if you buy 80 lakh car at this age, whatever age you are in, 24, 25, what next?
Not it.
4 years down the line, what next?
Yeah.
Which car are you going to buy? What will give you inner satisfaction? So unfortunately for some of the Gen Z is that उनको LinkedIn में जाके founder डालना, investment raise कर दिया, लिखना, post करना. Everything is about an Instagram post or a LinkedIn post, and then telling their friends arriving in a big car and telling, I made it.
Yeah,
you have not made it and I have made it. If this is your priority, then God bless you. This will go like this.
And I just want to add in that that's not only a myopic view, but generally in life, one has to understand that not only the investor community or the startup ecosystem, but there is a lot of cross-reference even with the corporate side. So it's not like you can do something here and sort of get away with it. A lot of people are just transactionally thinking ये करके मैं निकल जाऊंगा और फिर देखेंगे जो होगा.
Naturally ना एक
ऐसे होता नहीं है.
हमारा किसी नाम किसी स्टार्टअप में ऐड होके अगर वो फेल हुआ है, कहीं ना कहीं पहला सवाल पूछेंगे वो आके भी नहीं हुआ तो कुछ तो गड़बड़ है इस बच्चे के अंदर, कर नहीं पा रहा, वो तो फिर नेगेटिव हो ही जाता है. इट्स अ थिन लाइन बिटवीन गेटिंग फंड एंड नॉट गेटिंग फंड. बाकी अपॉर्चुनिटी बात हो गई है, हो जाएगा, अभी आने वाला है. आस्क हिम how to get funding. They've been getting a lot of funding, but sometimes it happens like this because you're in the right zone.
Sometimes it's very hard.
And
Majority
sometimes
of the
it's in 3
times,
days.
okay होके नहीं होता है.
You see both worlds.
It's okay and then doesn't happen. So unfortunately, it's called immaturity and instant gratification. I would call this word instant gratification is the word living in today. Everybody, it's more of a post today than really making something out of your life. It's all temporary. आज मैंने पोस्ट करके कितने likes आए.
So it's I think external validation. Like
It's an external validation. So that's what it is. So these are challenges you'll keep facing. So now how to tame these kids? तो ऐसे लोगों को फंड नहीं डालना चाहिए, ऐसे लोगों को मेंटोर करना चाहिए. मैं इनको भी नहीं छोड़ूंगा, मैं इनको भी मेंटोर करके सही रास्ते लेके आऊंगा. That so that they mature out of all these thought process and eventually they'll make it big and they'll remember this day. At the right time, I got someone right to tell me what is right and what is wrong. Lifetime का learning हो जाता है. वो माँ बाप से नहीं मिलता है. माँ बाप रोज अच्छी चीज सिखाते हैं. वो फिर घर की मुर्गी है. From an outsider, when you get this perspective in a right tone and tenor, you grasp it faster.
I think the underlining point is it's definitely the right time and space to be building right now, and having the right kind of mentors or folks to guide you definitely helps. I mean, both of y'all's journeys and just having the way you have sort of supported those startups, it's great. So thank you so much for your time today, and thank you for being on the Bharat Conversation as we're trying to help build for Bharat.